What's up, guys? In today's video for Outlier, we're going to be looking at WNBA player props, specifically points props. So I'm on the mobile app right now, and if we click WNBA on the top, we're going to automatically be brought to this props tab. You'll see there's trends, games, and my picks tab. But if we go to the props tab and then we select points from the top right there, we're going to see all the over and unders, and we could select last 5, last 10, last 20, opponent rank, and also head-to-head 2023. And if you do want to look at 2022, it's right there as well. I usually like to look at last 10 props for WNBA, so we're going to be looking at that. And I already did some research, so I'm going to go on a player prop that I like. We're going to go McCohen over 13.5 points, and I'm going to break down what I did to kind of justify taking this over. So if we take a look, she's covered this in 3 of her last 5 games and 7 of her last 10. Head-to-head as well versus Chicago Sky, she dropped 15 and 20 points in her last 2 games. And if we take a look over here, we could scroll down and we'll see a lot of different stats here. Minutes, she's averaging 30.2 minutes per game in her last 10. Fouls, averaging 3 fouls per game in her last 10. Field goals, she's averaging 10.7 field goals attempted per game in her last 10. And 3 points, she doesn't really drop any threes, but that's not that big of a deal. And if we go even lower here, we're going to see Chicago's points defense. Points allowed, they're 7th in the league in points allowed. They allow about 82.6 points per game. And if we take a look over here at the matchup as well, you could look at the injuries. So nothing too major, but if we look down here, you'll see the team stats. And McCohen is on the wings, so if we click this button, it's going to change it around to Sky's defensive ranking. And as we saw, they're 7th in points allowed, 82.6 points per game. You can see field goal percentage, they're 10th in the league, 2-point percentage 10th, 3-point 3rd, and then all the other stats. If you're looking at other player props such as rebounds, assists, blocks, steals, all those stats are there as well. And I'm going to go back to the player prop right here and show you guys one of the reasons I do like this prop. So McCohen, in the 2 games that she dropped 15 and 20 points versus Chicago Sky, she had 10 and 12 field goals attempted. First game, only 7 field goals attempted. And if we take a look at her last 10, in a lot of her games, she is dropping at least 10 field goals attempted. We look at the first game on the left here, 14, 12, 9, 8, 9, and then 11, then 4, then 15, 11, 14, 8. So she's usually dropping around 10 plus field goals attempted, and the odd case she'll drop below, such as the game versus Indiana. She dropped 9 field goals attempted, and then versus LAS, only 4, and then just recently versus SEA, only 8 field goals attempted. And one thing that I see that's kind of a common trend is when she drops low field goals attempted, she usually bounces back with either the same or more field goals attempted, as we could see in that Indiana game. And then the next game, she dropped 9 field goals attempted, but shot a lot better from the field. And then versus LAS, only 4, her probably season low. Let's take a look. Or her second lowest field goals attempted of the season. And the next game, she dropped her season high field goals attempted, 15, and shot 53% from the field. Last game, she only had 8 field goals attempted, and with her recent performances versus Sky, 15 and 20 points, and her last game, 12 field goals attempted versus them. I do think she could get a couple more field goals attempted, maybe even drop 12, 14 field goals attempted, and hopefully cover this over. It's at good odds. If we want to add that, we could click right here, then go to my picks, and these are some of my old picks right here. But if we want to do exclusively this pick, it is plus 102 on FanDuel, and you guys can go ahead and lock that in. And that is basically how I look at points props. You could also look at unders. There wasn't really any unders that I really liked. This is one of the props that stood out to me for today. And in future videos, we'll go over assists, rebounds, and even 3-pointers. So make sure you guys stay tuned, subscribe, and also download Outlier to get your 7-day free trial so you could go over all the props that you want to research as well and do exactly what I just did and even more. I'll see you guys for the next video.